Have you ever noticed how every time you finally start to heal, something reminds you of what you lost? Like the story itself refuses to end, you call it unfinished. But Allah calls it complete because He doesn't write stories the way we do. We chase what looks beautiful now, but He writes for what will still be beautiful years from now. This is not just another video. This is the final chapter of the pain you've been carrying. Watch till the very end. Because before this hour is over, you'll finally feel peace with every why that's been haunting you. The power of silent patience. When they hurt you, when they lie about you, when they twist your silence to make you look weak, don't panic. Don't rush to defend yourself. Because the moment you fight noise with more noise, you lose the gift that Allah gave you, the calm heart that sees beyond chaos. Patience is not silence because you have no words. It's silence because your words are too sacred to be wasted on small minds. You could destroy them with truth, but you choose to let truth destroy them by itself. You could shout your side of the story, but you choose peace. Because peace doesn't need an audience, it needs trust. There's something terrifying about a person who doesn't react. The one who doesn't take revenge, who doesn't chase, who doesn't try to prove. That person has already seen what most people never do. They've seen how Allah works in silence. They've tasted how His timing makes justice sweeter than any argument ever could. When you stay patient, you make the enemy question themselves. You make them wonder how you can stay so calm after everything. They'll think you don't care, but the truth is you just care more about your peace than their drama. You've learned that every word you speak in anger takes away the reward Allah wrote for your restraint. They will try to provoke you again and again. They will push every button, hoping you'll break your calm and lower yourself to their level. But the one who trusts Allah doesn't lower himself, he rises above. Even when he's hurting, he says nothing, not because he's scared, but because he knows the one who sees all is already watching. You have to understand, this silence is not empty. It's full of unseen power. It's full of angels writing down your patience. It's full of hidden plans being written for your favor. Every time you stay quiet when you could have shouted, Allah moves something in your life. Every time you walk away when you could have fought, He opens a door that your anger would have kept closed. Sometimes people take your calmness as permission. They think you'll tolerate forever. They think they can keep crossing lines without consequence. But they don't see what's happening in the background. They don't see the mercy that's slowly turning into justice. They don't see how their own words are becoming their downfall. And you stay steady. You let them speak. You let them show who they are. Because eventually, truth has a way of surfacing even in the middle of lies. And when it does, the same silence they mocked will become your crown. The same patience they laughed at will become your proof that Allah never left your side. There's a moment when the storm gets loudest. That's when patience feels hardest. Your heart screams for release. You want to defend, to argue, to explain. But then a whisper crosses your mind. Stay still. Allah is not done yet. That whisper saves you. Because every test of patience is a test of belief. Do you believe that Allah saw it? Do you believe He'll handle it better than you ever could? If yes, then your silence becomes worship. Patience is not about keeping quiet once, it's about staying quiet again and again. Every time they try you, you pass a spiritual test. Every time you walk away, your rank in the unseen world rises. It's not easy, you'll cry, you'll question, you'll feel invisible. But remember, Allah hides those He's about to honor. He delays noise to prepare greatness. Your silence doesn't mean you've lost. It means you've chosen peace over pride. It means you've trusted the process more than the moment. People see silence as surrender, but Allah sees it as strength. He sees the fire burning inside you that you refuse to unleash. He knows how much it hurts to stay calm when you want to scream. And He rewards that pain with something that can't be bought, peace of the soul. The truth is, patience isn't for everyone. Most people react because they don't trust what they can't see. They want immediate results, instant validation, quick justice. But the believer knows justice delayed by Allah is justice multiplied. The longer he takes, the more complete the outcome will be. The longer you wait, the greater your story will sound when it's told later. Think about the ones who mocked you, ignored you, or betrayed you. You didn't curse them. You didn't expose them. You simply said, Allah knows. That sentence alone is more powerful than any argument you could have made, because it transfers the entire case from your hands to His, and once it's in His hands, it's over. It's strange how peace disarms people. They expect you to argue, but you smile. They expect you to fall apart, but you rise. They expect tears, but you walk with quiet strength. They don't know that your silence isn't you ignoring them. It's you listening to Allah louder than them. Sometimes Allah hides your response to protect your peace. Because if you had said everything you wanted to say, you would have lost the quiet power He was trying to build inside you. Your calmness is not passive, it's spiritual discipline. It's proof that you're not fighting for the world's validation anymore. You're fighting for your own peace with Allah. And you'll notice something beautiful. The more patient you become, the more peaceful your world feels. Arguments will sound like noise. Drama will feel childish. Revenge will look meaningless. Because once you've tasted the power of staying silent for Allah's sake, everything else feels small. In silence, you hear your own heart again. You realize how much energy you used to waste trying to be understood by people who were never listening. You realize that not every fight deserves your presence. Some battles are won simply by leaving the field and letting Allah take over. You may not see it right now, but your silence is building something divine. It's changing your destiny quietly. It's protecting you from battles that would have broken you. It's aligning you with peace that others will never understand. And one day, when all is revealed, when truth comes out in its perfect timing, you look back and realize why Allah told you to stay quiet. Because He wasn't asking you to do nothing. He was asking you to trust Him enough to let Him do everything. That's when you'll understand the most powerful people in this world are not the loudest. They are the ones who carry storms inside them and still smile in silence. Time is Allah's hidden weapon. When you feel wronged, the first thing your heart wants is quick justice. You want to see the truth revealed right now. You want the ones who hurt you to taste the same pain they gave you. But time, that silent, invisible force, has already begun to move in ways you can't see. Time is Allah's secret soldier. It doesn't shout, it doesn't rush, but it never misses. It works quietly, dismantling falsehood one moment at a time. It exposes hearts without noise. It lifts truth without needing proof. Every sunrise carries messages you can't read yet. Every passing week rearranges destinies behind the curtain. You may think nothing is changing, but time is building your justice like dawn builds light, slowly, beautifully, surely. The people who hurt you think they're getting away with it. They laugh, they move on, they act as if nothing happened. But time listens. It records, it remembers. You see, Allah doesn't rush because He's not forgetful. He delays because He's perfect. He lets time reveal what emotions would have ruined if given too soon. That's why patience feels so heavy. You're living in a world of now, but Allah is preparing a result that will last forever. Every moment you choose not to fight, time is fighting for you. Every hour you keep faith while the world doubts you, time is collecting evidence on your behalf. Time isn't your enemy, it's your lawyer, your witness, your divine defense. Think about it. How many times have people acted unfairly toward you, and months later the truth simply appeared without you lifting a finger? That's not coincidence. That's time doing its job. That's justice taking the long road, because quick revenge gives satisfaction, but delayed justice gives peace. Sometimes Allah uses time to test how much you trust Him. He'll keep you in the waiting room of life while the guilty seem to celebrate. He'll watch how you behave when you can't see progress. Do you still believe He's working? Do you still hold your dignity? Or do you fall apart because the world is loud and Allah is silent? But silence isn't absence. Silence is the sound of a masterpiece being painted. Time is the brush and your patience is the canvas. Those who mocked you today will one day remember every word they said. And when the truth finally arrives, they won't even recognize the strength that time built inside you. Because you won't want revenge anymore, you'll be too healed for it. Time doesn't just expose others, it heals you. It softens your heart where pain once lived. It teaches you that what once broke you actually trained you. And while you were waiting for Allah to punish them, He was busy upgrading you into someone they can't reach anymore. They think you lost because they moved ahead faster. But what they don't see is that speed means nothing when you're on the wrong path. Time is building something eternal for you. And sometimes that means slowing you down so you don't crash. There will come a day when you look back and say, I thought I was being delayed, but I was being delivered. You'll realize time wasn't against you, it was protecting you. Every delay that made you cry, every silence that broke your heart, was time preparing you for a stage they were never meant to stand on. Imagine if Allah had answered your anger the moment you felt it. How many times would you have ruined your own peace just to feel temporary power? But He loves you too much to let you act small. He keeps you waiting, not to punish you, but to purify you. Time has a way of humbling everyone. The proud forget that arrogance ages badly. The deceitful forget that lies rot over time. But the patient, their value increases like gold. The longer they wait, the brighter they shine. When you choose patience, you're saying, I trust the unseen clock more than my pain right now. And that single decision separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. You may not see it, but while you wait, Allah is removing the power of your enemies. He's letting them speak more, reveal more, and trap themselves in their own arrogance. You don't need to fight them. Time will make them fight their own reflection. Sometimes you'll feel forgotten. You'll see others moving ahead and think, why not me? But remember, their race started early because their ending will come sooner. Your story is being written with endurance, not entertainment. And when time finally catches up, it won't just vindicate you, it will transform you. Time changes everything, the seasons, the hearts, the perspectives. What hurt you today will be your wisdom tomorrow. What delayed you this year will define you next year. Because every second in Allah's timeline is loaded with purpose. Don't rush divine timing. Don't demand early outcomes from eternal plans. The same delay that feels painful today is the delay that saves you from disasters you can't see. Time has seen kings rise and fall. It has watched loud people fade into silence and silent people rise into greatness. You don't have to prove anything. You just have to keep walking while others waste energy running in circles. Your patience is what bends time in your favor. Every time you say, I'll wait, the universe rearranges to fit your endurance. Every second you hold your peace, Allah writes new outcomes in your book. So let time do what it does best, reveal. Reveal who was real. Reveal who used you. Reveal who stood by you. Reveal the version of you that could only exist through waiting. The ones who mocked your delays will one day ask you for advice. The ones who laughed at your patience will one day admire your peace. Because time doesn't forget anyone, it just waits for the perfect moment to remind. The person you are today is the proof that time never wasted your pain. All those silent nights, all those unanswered prayers were not empty, they were investments. And time under Allah's command gives the highest returns. So stop rushing the story, stop begging for closure. Stop trying to fast forward what Allah designed to unfold slowly. The more you trust time, the more powerful you become. Because time is not your enemy. It's your unseen ally. It's the patient servant of divine justice. And one day, when all the pieces fall into place, you'll understand why waiting was the most sacred thing you ever did. When you don't react, Allah responds. When someone attacks your peace, your heart instantly wants to defend itself. You want to explain, to clear your name, to make them understand what really happened. You want to speak because silence feels like losing. But in that moment, the most powerful thing you can do is nothing. Because when you stop reacting, heaven starts responding. When you close your mouth, Allah opens doors that words could never unlock. The moment you choose restraint over revenge, angels start recording strength, not weakness. The world tells you that silence means surrender. But the truth is, silence is surrender to Allah, and that's the highest form of victory. It's saying, I trust you to fight for me better than I ever could. When you stop defending yourself, He defends you in ways you'll never see coming. A rumor fades, a lie collapse. A heart that once hated you suddenly turns soft. All of this happens quietly, not because you shouted, but because you didn't. Every time you react, you give energy to what hurt you. But every time you hold back, you reclaim it. Your silence takes the fuel out of their fire. Your patience starves their ego. And without realizing, you start winning a war that was never meant to be fought with words. They'll keep waiting for you to break. They'll keep checking if you finally responded. But your stillness will confuse them. Your calmness will haunt them. Because people who thrive on chaos cannot understand peace. When you stop reacting, you become untouchable. You take your power back without saying a word. And in that quiet space, Allah begins to move. He begins to expose. He begins to balance what was unfair. He replaces the urge to shout with the peace to smile. He takes the weight of proving yourself off your shoulders. And you finally realize that the truth doesn't need your voice. It already has His timing. There are moments when holding your tongue feels like swallowing fire. You shake, you cry, you feel like bursting. But remember, every second you hold back, the heavens are writing something beautiful for you. Because it takes strength to walk away when your heart wants to fight. It takes faith to let silence speak for you. And it's in that silence where Allah's justice starts to bloom. He doesn't need your defense, He needs your trust. Because the more you react, the longer the storm lasts. But the more you trust, the sooner it ends. The Prophet ﷺ's peace wasn't loud, it was patient. He taught us that real control isn't how fast you speak, it's how deeply you breathe before you do. So when you feel the heat of anger rise, remind yourself this moment isn't yours to fix. It's Allah's to transform. There's a hidden peace that comes when you realize you don't have to explain yourself anymore. The truth will always outlive the lies. You just have to let Allah decide the timing. Sometimes, the best way to answer is not to answer at all. Your silence tells them, you can't pull me into your darkness. It tells them, my worth isn't up for your debate. And when they see that their words no longer affect you, they'll either fall silent or fall apart. It hurts, doesn't it? To know you could destroy them with one sentence, but you choose not to. To hear your name twisted and stay calm. To watch people believe lies about you and still keep your heart clean. That's not weakness, that's divine discipline. You're not ignoring injustice, you're rising above it. You're not avoiding truth, you're protecting your peace. Because Allah doesn't forget. And when He responds in ways that silence the world. He doesn't need to humiliate them in public. Sometimes He just removes their peace. He lets them live in the chaos they created. And you, the one they tried to destroy, walk quietly into a new chapter they'll never be part of. Every person who ever wronged you will one day remember your silence. not because it made them proud, but because it made them realize you were never fighting them. You were being protected from them. There's power in restraint. It's invisible, but it shakes everything around you.